Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good week in the stock market. It's Wednesday, September 29th. We're going to go over some technical analysis on the SPY, on GameStop, some of the option plays we have. And yeah, short and sweet for you today. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. And let's see what we got going here. We have a Twitter account you can follow us on. It's at HappyMoneyYT. And then we have a Discord too. Welcome to join that. It's in the description. SPY today, yeah, didn't continue the sell off I was hoping for, kind of just that consolidation. Yesterday was kind of a pretty big down day for it, so I guess it makes sense it'll kind of slow down. Even though the RSI wasn't too hot or anything, it didn't want to keep going. But that being said, if this doesn't cross over, I don't know if this thing's gonna rally. I think it might kind of stay consolidating or even drop tomorrow, continue to drop this week. We'll see on this hourly is kind of a big one. Actually, it's got to go pretty far for that hour. So yeah, I think this might stay kind of, I don't know, they're just kind of setting up this channel. It could bounce. It could of course bounce a little bit, maybe back up to this 180 moving average on the daily. There's not really any divergences here. So yeah, it's in a downward trend, but day to day it's really difficult to know. Could bounce a little bit and then come down, but overall trend is still down in a pretty heavy way. So maybe up a little bit, and then maybe down, then sideways, and then what do you know? At some point we're going to be coming back down here though. I think we'll cross over that 180. Man, yeah, I hope so. Hope that's coming. Everything needs to get back more to realistic prices, including GME. Realistic price on GME is what, like $500 or $600 at least, just based on, or no, it's like $1,000. I can't remember what the people tried to figure out the math on if our trades weren't going through dark pools and stuff, or would be trading it. And just talking about PE ratios compared to companies that are in this sector. I mean, not even comparing it to Amazon, but ones that aren't doing as well. Maybe like a Best Buy, I think would be trading 2 or 3 times this price. So it's a good value play in my opinion at 177, I think. That being said, TA is showing me it's going to come down more. And let's look at that briefly. So I was kind of waiting for market to come down to see how GME would react. And yeah, it looks like it wants to kind of keep coming down until it finds a good support, which it hasn't yet. Market didn't even come down today. It's pretty much flat. It's up 0.5%, but for how volatile it's been, that's pretty flat to me. Up a little bit, I guess, but GameStop did. It's weird how ugly the chart looks, but it's only down 0.84%. Yeah, I guess so. It's because it had that big run up this morning, and then it came down from there. So pretty big range today. What is that? 199 down to 174. But it's only down not even 1%. And really what matters is open to close for the most part. So we'll see. Looks like it's probably going to come back up to VWAP here before close. It's got just over an hour to close. I still think that 165 could be on the table, but I'm very curious to see what it does at this 180. If it actually crosses it, and then if the candlesticks cross it, after that would be our short-term moving average. If that crosses it, TA wise, that's definitely bearish. That's called the death cross. So I'm not sure if it's going to get kind of squeezed and find support here and then go from there, go up, or if it actually crosses over. I mean, everything's still bearish on it. We are getting pretty extended here from this 9 moving average. So, you know, sometimes it likes to kind of retrace a little bit. But this, I think, also depends on the market, because GameStop really is just kind of cruising around with the market for the most part. So the market has a rally. It could rally some until we get that awesome inverse. But yeah, I think 165, I mean, we haven't really seen a big market sell-off yet. Just kind of we've found a top and are now just slowly starting to turn bearish. So it's hard to know how far to be able to come down. It crossing this, though, if we do get a death cross, that'll be the first time since really... I mean, back here on the daily, at least, this was the last time. But at this point, it doesn't really matter because it's just trading very flat in consolidation. It's not a, you know, doesn't really do a whole lot. See, it's just consolidating here, and then has that golden cross, it's called, when it goes up. But yeah, that was just a nice trough it built there and then rallied. And we've been bullish on the daily short-term moving average from the long-term moving average, which we've talked about since back here, and it's never crossed over. Not to say that that changes a squeeze or any fundamentals, just TA wise, that could mean that we're going to come to a lower support. So I'm very curious to see what happens here. And then all that going on with computer share and people transferring and how that's affecting things is quite exciting. Let's look at the yesterday. I think the let's see. So I go to trading tools and then dark pool statistics. I think Donna Rose shared this. Shout out you, mate. So here's the volume. So let's look at yesterday's. Today's is too early, but yesterday you can get good data. So dark pool's 498,000, so a little bit less than the day before. It's been decreasing the last 3 trading days, 4 or 5 trading days, 6 trading days. It's been on a descend. So it's gone from 1.5. Now we're less than half that, so 1/3 of that. So 500,000 on volume. The New York Stock Exchange, or no, actually we're down here, 498. So today actually on the New York Stock Exchange it's gone up quite a bit, from 432,000. So that's actually been climbing up. It's kind of back and forth, but today's a bigger day on that. This all being said is like, well, the point of not having it in dark pool and not having it and trading on the New York Stock Exchange, so we should see good price action. So when it's like still a down day, it's like so I think they're using other avenues then. If they're not using dark pool, then they're maybe using the options, and if they're not using options, maybe they're using the futures, you know, or the ETFs. I think that's still on the table. So what we're seeing is kind of then you have to compare it to the short volume reported in the percent. So yeah, see the percent's going up, so it's probably moving over into this. If it's moving over into this, then it should be reflected in iBorrow, but it's not really reflecting in there yet. So you I think just looking at all these different possible tools they're using. But yeah, look at this short volume reported today. Today's not, or no, that's yesterday's. Yeah. So that's pretty, I mean, that's accurate. That's not going to change. That was 70%. That's pretty crazy. That's the highest it's been. Wow. That's the highest it's been. So total short volume percent. Total volume. So the percent's gone up a lot, but the actual volume on it's down. That's just because there's fewer shares being traded, I think. It's because the float's getting locked up in computer share. So our percentages are going up. The actual volume is going, well, it's kind of staying flat or going down maybe. Yeah, the total reported volume here is actually going down. So yeah, I mean, things are happening. I think one of these different avenues is going to start showing some signs, I would think. For a while there, our iShares on iBorrow, not for a while, I guess not for too long, just for one day, they were down to a few thousand. Oh, here we go, back here. So that was good. It was starting to show fewer shares. Our fee is still silly, 0.5%. So I think one of those places we're going to start seeing, start seeing some sort of fruit of the computer share migration. But yeah, go over the options we did. So on GameStop, the premiums are getting really low, which is a good time to be buying them. I think it's going to come down more though, so I am not going long on options at this point until I mean, I'd really like to see the momentum shift, not just a dip buy. I try not to dip buy options. But yeah, today, let's see, is this today? Yeah, today we had this rally up. We were waiting for that 1020, and it kind of happened early today, 9:45. Double bump candle here, and then kind of just this melt up. I actually sold covered calls somewhere around here. It's low premium, but it's better than nothing. And yeah, might as well. So that is that these, so they're up 42% from there. So even though the premium's low, you're still going to get a lot of premium crush just on those, just on that move from this area down to here, which, you know, I mean, it's a pretty big move, I guess, but it's crazy. And this was the 192.5 strike we sold. So I could close that out and then redo it, but I might just leave it. Don't tell anyone. Leave it. Ford, I sold the calls on that I had. Ford might keep rallying, but I didn't have a lot of time. Just had till Friday. Riot, I actually just broke even on those puts. I wasn't sure the market what I was going to do today. Just seemed kind of flat. Still have the call credit spread. That's what's awesome about selling premium, is you just play the clock. You're not in a rush for anything. You want it to just chill. That just keeps climbing as time goes on, because this is out of the money. It's 92.86%. I have an order to fill at minimum. I'll probably just, I could just close this today though. Probably should. Let's see. This is for you, Cog. He's wise man. Closes his plays 80%, 60%, 50%. That might not close though, we'll see. Anyways, that is Riot, and then GameStop. So that's the covered calls I sold. I did a call credit spread on Airbnb, kind of a little whimsy play, I guess. It kind of reminded me of that Tesla play I did the other day. That was kind of foolish. This one, the setup looks better to me, but I don't know. Yeah, there's no divergences or anything. I figured today was gonna have this MACD crossover bearish, and this is a red under the 9 moving average. So at any rate, maybe consolidate here before it comes down, but I don't think it's gonna rip up. At least that's what it looks like to me. So this is a 170, 172.5 call credit spread. I almost went big on it. I've got to get this money out of this trading account. It's too much. I feel like I can just do crazy big plays. Yeah, all the shares I'm holding here on GameStop. Yeah, so basically I stay below 170. So I don't know. We'll see on that one. That one only has a couple days. Those short-term credit spreads are fun, but they can be risky. And that's basically it. I wanted to get more Rocket today, but then I'm like, I think if the market comes down, I think this will come down with it. Our Wells Fargo puts, Wells Fargo bounce, so those are still up, but they've lost quite a bit of value. I'm looking to get kind of a inflation play on TBT calls. It's basically it's like TLT. It's like the inverse TLT. So you could get TLT puts or TBT calls. This is kind of a longer term inflation play. It's had a rally these last few days, so I'm waiting maybe for it to come down a little bit on that RSI, and probably pick some of those up. And yeah, those are those plays. Let's see. So, oh, and then we also have the debit spread on GameStop. It's confusing, but it's a put debit spread. So it's this 175 here, and then the 165. That didn't group it together because it sucks, but it's two of them. So I bought 175 puts and I sold 165 puts, basically, so that it's a spread and it's cheaper. And so this one's up 198 and the ones I sold are down 32. So we're up, what, 180 on that, 170. And max gain on that one though is like, since there's two of them, I think it's like 1600. And to get that, GameStop has to come down to 165 or so by expiration, below 165. So that's pretty good exposure to the downside. I maybe should set up more plays on GameStop for the downside. I mean, it's coming down, but it might have a little bounce before. We'll see, especially as it gets closer to this 180 moving average. Oh, I'm excited. There's movement. People might be like, "Why are you stoked?" I'm stoked because there's movement. We're seeing GameStop move up or down. That's good. It's better than nothing, honestly. The fact that it's coming down means to me it's one step closer to the squeeze. I think we're gonna have a big dip. Also, because it's coming down with the market coming down, I think this is very, very good to play out. It's just these steps I think we have to go through. So might as well get them over with. And if this comes down a lot, sooner the better. Ready for it. I still have cash in the E-Trade account. I was gonna sell cash secured puts. I have enough cash to do one more, about the 180 strike. A lot of capital's tied up in these spreads actually. I could do one at the money, but I'm waiting because I'm waiting for this thing to come down more and then sell it probably at the money. Yeah, I mean, I could like do tricky stuff like in and out of stuff here, but the spreads are pretty wide on the options, so kind of just leaving them alone and playing it that way. Buy put today, yep, didn't work out. It was a little YOLO. I like to, you got to give the casino money. If you don't, they close and then you don't get a gamble. So, I mean, you have to think logically here. But yeah, this is going to cross bullish. This is a pretty big rebound though. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We'll see you on Discord later. Peace out.